Okay. I want to get to know you guys. I right now am looking for the playlist that is on my YouTube channel so that I just want to listen to my music. Today we going over the Book of Wisdom. We hopping back into this. Like I said, we do like a page every time we come into here, right? Because y'all know I talk. Okay. At least I can admit it. No. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle more, shuffle more. It's not like the phone where the phone shows you that it actually understood that you shuffled it. You know? Honestly, could play any of these songs. I'm just not gonna play it super loud because copyright is super strict when if you're promoting somebody's music, right? And we're just sitting here vibing. It's not like I'm trying to make a profit off their music, right? Is I'm just promoting it, okay? Then copyright shouldn't really be involved. But because copyright laws have not been rewritten in such a long time, they are so very strict. Okay, I am not a fan, if you haven't noticed. Okay, right. A lot of things about this planet need to change, right? Especially when we're just sharing art. Weird. Very, very weird. That there are no protections for the public if they're using it in just a relaxing way and not in a way that is because let me put it like this. Every time I open any app and I play somebody's song, right, or I play their video, right, they get paid. Simple as that. They get paid. So, right, if I'm using it on my content, I'm not using their song to get me paid. You know what I'm saying? Their song is being promoted while I'm talking about whatever I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's like they're still, because if you go look it up, you go play the song, they're getting paid, right? I'm not getting paid for their song. So copyright laws are very strict for like certain reasons. I understand, so people don't take your music, don't take your art and completely just do run off with it. Yeah, I understand that part. But when people are just relaxing, when that's not the intent, you know what I'm saying? Then it's very strict on those people who aren't, when that's not their intention, And so that's just my opinion on that, okay? Um, that they need to go ahead and change those copyright laws uh, for it so it's not as strict when it comes to regular usage and not, trying to use it to get yourself paid, right? So, welcome in, welcome in. How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? Let me know down in the chat. So today is our lesson day, right? We get into some spiritual topics, spiritual wisdom, okay? And we talk about different books, about different things that are needed to know on your spiritual journey, okay? So I do have volume 1 and volume 2, and Tuesdays we usually go over these things, right? So first, let's go ahead and do our quick meditation here. We're not going to do any stretches, okay? Um, a lot. A lot of things. We do a lot of things on this channel, okay? Because it's a lot going on, right? We learn, we grow, we evolve here, okay? And that's the main point, right? Of this channel. Let me see what page we're on. Okay. All right, guys. So join me in a comfortable seat, okay? For example, today we are doing lesson day where we will be going over a page in this book and explaining, and I'll be explaining it in depth. Okay, so you can ask questions, comments, concerns about what we are talking about today. Okay, other days we do tarot readings, right? So you can get the guidance that you need from the Most High, okay, for your journey so you can be in accordance with the Lord's will for your life, for your destiny timeline. Okay. So we do a lot of things over here. We play conscious game night, okay, so that you can learn to strengthen your intuition and your spiritual discernment. Okay, so a lot. When I say a lot, we do a lot. Okay. Mondays we be vibing. This one. Oh, I know I've read it before to you guys. It's the pentagram, right? I also integrated the 5 fundamental elements: fire, water, earth, and air, and ether, right? So, as you can see here, you have the different elements. Oh, I lost my page. Okay, cool. Okay. I'm going to take the crystals in hand. So we do our meditations Monday, Tuesday, and Fridays. Okay. Wednesday and Thursdays, right? We come in and we do our collective reading or the personal readings off the bat. Okay. So you join me in a comfortable seat. We're just gonna do a regular meditation here. You take 5 deep breaths so that we can get focused on our breath. All right, so inhale, stomach, rib cage. Hold at the top. Exhale the sigh. 4 more just like that. Inhale. Hold. Sigh it out. 3 more times at your own pace. Take your time. If your mind wanders, just return back to your breath. We'll do one more. Inhale, hold at the top. Let it out with a sigh. All right. Now, still focusing on breath here, we are going to start imagining our own aura fields around our body. It could be any color. I just don't suggest black. Okay. When you do this often, you get a feel for your aura and the color it is on normal days, right? Take as much time as you need here until you see the light all around you. Your aura is the light I'm talking about. And when you're ready, you're going to imagine all of that lovely energy flowing down to the soles of your feet, creating a bridge all the way down to Mother Gaia's core, becoming one with her. We are grounding. Take your time here, but when you are ready, you can bring all the energy back up through the soles of your feet, through your body, up your 7 chakras, okay, to the crown of your head, your crown chakra, okay, and making a bridge with that beautiful energy you just connected to the earth, all the way to the sun's core, connecting with the divine. As above, so below. The Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, the Mother, the Father, the Child, the red wire, the blue wire, the grounding wire. And when you're ready, take your time, but when you're ready, you can bring all that energy back down through your body. And we're going to balance, okay? Balance the physical, balance the spiritual within us. If your mind wanders, gently bring your focus back to your breath. And when you're ready, you're gonna wiggle your toes. Okay. Wiggle your fingers. And then you're going to shake it out. Shake it out, 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 shake it out. And join me here, present, right now, in the right now moment. Amen. Okay. Ashe. All right. We are here. We are now. Okay. Let me know if you can hear the music because I'm trying to keep it down. Is this Nectar by Ravina? Ravina is such a good artist, guys. You guys should check her out. Okay. It's crazy. It doesn't show these songs on my phone, but it shows it on the laptop. Like there's certain songs on the playlist it doesn't show on my phone, but it shows them on the laptop because I'm like, I be scrolling through that list, going through them songs, right? In our High Vibrations playlist on my YouTube channel. Okay, so if you're on YouTube, I would suggest checking that out. If you're on TikTok, the link is in my bio to get to my YouTube, so you can check out our playlist, right? There's so many helpful things in those playlists. I did not make them for nothing. Okay, I made them because I knew what I wanted to know in the beginning of my journey, right? How do I wanted to learn, grow, and evolve? Okay, because at the beginning of my journey, you know how hard the information wasn't as easy to find, right, as today, which is why I dedicated my time to finding as much information as I could for you guys so that you can do your own research, right? So that you can grow, learn, and evolve, and you won't need me. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, there's gonna be a day where you're not gonna need me. Okay? So that's what I'm trying to get y'all. Okay, to where y'all don't need me in this position, but I can still share what I know, what I've learned, okay, to help you through it, right? There's always going to be new souls that need guidance, right? Especially if any like brand new souls, brand new creative souls come down here. Okay, so but let's get into it. Okay. right? Because y'all know I guide the brainiacs, okay? The people, the pattern recognizers, okay? I guide the people who use their brain to like to critically think, okay? All right, and not just in the realm of the physical, but also in the spiritual, okay? So only the critical thinkers is really gonna vibe with me for real. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it is. Just what it is. Um, so dimensions of consciousness. I like this. Right. We are gonna start. Let's see, because there is. All right. Hold on. Because how it's written is kind of like, you know what I'm saying? But I wanted to be able to explain it to you in like going like this instead of all over the place, because it is kind of all over the place, right? We have mental, higher astral, middle astral, lower astral, etheric, physical. Like that's all over the place. So we're gonna switch these around and talk about them in the order that they actually, you know. So reality exists in multiple levels. See, oh, excuse me, that was a confirmation burp if I ever heard. I didn't even get to the next sentence. Yes, multiple levels. Yes, reality exists in multiple levels, multiple frameworks. Yes, seamlessly blending into the planes above and below. Right, but they're all separate, but they all work as one. Okay. Each plane. I don't know where this hair is at, but I can feel it on my mouth, and it's like probably somebody being nosy. Okay. Anyhow, each plane is a manifestation of the one above it, okay? Creating a continuous flow of existence. The higher the plane, the more fluid and formless it becomes. The lower the plane, the denser and more materialized it appears, right? So that's why I want to flip the order that he has it written in, right? I want to instead go like this, from physical to mental, right to lower, middle, high, etheric. Okay, that's the order I'm gonna go in, right? Instead of what he wrote, because like he says, uh, the lower planes, the more physical, right? The more material. The higher planes, the more mystical, right? So that is the order we're gonna go here. Okay, formless, right? Is a good way to say it too. Formless, right? Because it's not going to have that material form. So the physical plane, the physical plane is the realm, yeah, okay, the physical plane is the realm of matter governed by the five elements. It is the plane of effect where everything we perceive with our eyes is the result of the higher planes above. Okay, this is the meaning of as above so below, right? As above so below, as on heaven, so on earth, right? Higher temple, lower temple, as above your higher chakras, so below your survival chakras, right? As above, so below. Okay, right? That's why your higher three are connected to source, right? And your lower three are connected to your survival in your environment. Okay, so that's the best way I can explain this at this time, right? So if you have questions, if you have comments, you have concerns, feel free to ask. Feel free to put them in the chat, right? We are learning, we are growing, we are evolving. If you don't understand something I'm talking about because you're new to this information, right? Or if you want to add something to the conversation, do that, right? That's the only way we gotta help each other out on this journey, okay? Especially with everything that's going on in the world, right? We have to help each other through this, okay? And I'm giving you the tools so that you can help yourself and others through this, okay? These tools, right? I went ahead and I bought this book so that we can go over it, right? If I didn't care about getting y'all the tools, I wouldn't make a playlist that's over 200 videos, right? If I didn't care about getting y'all the tools, I wouldn't make a mindfulness playlist that's over 200 videos, right? I wouldn't make a high vibrational playlist that's over 100 videos, right? If I didn't care about getting y'all the necessary tools so that you can seed on this journey, I would have never made those playlists. I would have never bought these books. You know what I'm saying? I did all of that so that you guys can grow, learn, and evolve, right? I know what I'm doing on this journey. Okay. I'm here for those of you that are new to this, right? Or you still want to grow, learn, and evolve, because we're all at different points in our journey. Okay. Right. So take notes, take this seriously. Okay. And learn. Right. All right. So, where was I at? By altering the higher plane, I'm going to highlight this. By altering the higher planes, one can change the physical world. Okay. Gotta like use the little tip because it's such small writing. Boom. This is why magic is real. Okay. It operates through the unseen forces that shape reality. Magicians and occultists use various methods to contact astral and etheric entities who in turn influence the material world, right? Which I don't want to hear nobody say, blasphemy. Did you read the Epstein files? Have you found somebody who is breaking them down to people? Because witchcraft is in them. It's in there. Oh, I'm gonna post this later. But the Rothschilds, they're in the Epstein files. Oh, the deletes are going down, man. They're going down. Illuminati, Freemasons, they're all going down, man. I'm excited. Man, okay. Everything we're wait, this book says magic is real, right? The United States government is literally coming out with the Epstein files that is proving that magic is real, that they have known about magic for eons. Eons. Okay, don't let them fool you. They just learned about it yesterday. Eons. Okay. You know how many years is in an eon, right? Okay. All right now. All right now. I keep thinking humans didn't have to restart several times, but we did, and therefore, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. All right. So that was the physical plane, right? Here, we're going to the mental. The mental plane is the dimension of the mind, a vast interconnected realm where all thoughts exist. Okay, the mind is not an isolated entity, but a part of the universal mind, meaning the plane is shared among all conscious beings. The God consciousness, right? You can, with the mental plane, you can tap into God consciousness, right? So I understand why they put it right here, because they want everybody to understand that we are all tapped into the same consciousness. This is why telepathy is a thing, right? And it's able to work because it's just reading each other. We all have the same link. You know what I'm saying? We can read each other's thoughts, feel each other's energies because of that link. Okay, because that we all have God's consciousness. Okay, sharing thoughts through the dimensions. Okay. Uh, it's the world of thought where ideas, concepts, and knowledge reside. Okay. Thoughts are not independently created, they are received according to the frequency our mind is attuned to. So if you gotten downloads and stuff like that, that's, the universe, the God consciousness, right? Sending you something directly, information directly, images directly, you know what I'm saying? Because you're on that frequency to receive them. Okay, is my phone getting a call? Oh. Anywho, right? You're able to receive those messages because you're on that frequency to receive them. Okay. If you have questions, again, you can ask. If you want me to break it down further, okay, I know that I might be going fast, okay, because this is things like I'm already aware of. Okay, so if I'm going too fast, you could tell me. Okay, you could tell me. All right, swear I'm not gonna treat you like your teachers in school, okay? You know, so they said you could ask them to slow down, and then they sat there and did the same. No, I will slow it down, okay? I just know I talk fast, right? Um, where we at? I'm gonna highlight that. And remember to take notes, especially if this is your first time hearing about this stuff. Take your notes. Okay. This is why it's called a mindset, right? Taking the connotation, the denotation of the words, their prefix, the suffix, right? This is now we're getting into etymology, right? Breaking down the words and their origins and stuff like that, right? So we can get into that. So I'll break it down for y'all. Let me turn this down a little bit more so they don't try to copyright me since it's closer to the devices. Emotaline, right? Emotaline is an online etymology dictionary. Basically, it is a team that literally has scoured the earths for all different kinds of dictionaries from way back then, right? So I'm talking different century time periods. Okay, so they have been on that hunt for all the different dictionaries that have existed for about literally like around 2000 years. So they've been on that hunt, and they've been breaking down the words and putting them right in this online dictionary. So it's pretty easy. You can go and find any word in here basically. I think there's only a couple words that I like haven't been able to find fully the all the information, but it's because they haven't been able to find fully all the information on that word either. But it's like very few words, and it's usually words that are in the Bible, right? That you can't, like some words like you would have to go further back, right? Or you would even have to go into you know Latin studies, which they do go into a lot of different languages. So, like I said, they have a team who's putting all this together, and really, you can look on their. Where is it? I'm trying to see. They have a page. They have like a who did this page. There it is. So you go like all the way down and you go to the about, who did this, their sources, their introduction, their links, right? They got all of that. So we're going on mindset. Let's see, these are two separate words. Right, so mindset, habits of mind formed by previous experiences. This is 1916 definition. But if we break it down to mind, and oh, mind is long. Okay, set is also long, but let's see. So that which mind is a noun, as a noun, that which feels, wills, and thinks, the intelligent, the intellect, right? As you can see, the mental plane of dimension of the mind, vast, interconnected realm where all thoughts exist. Okay. And own. Oh, this is a good song. Hold on, let me pause this. Okay. Which is from Old English, right? So memory, remembrance, state of being remembered, thought, purpose, conscious mind, intellect, intention is from the Proto Germanic definition. This all looks like still 12th century. Okay. Got Gothic mons, thought, to think, right? It's the pi root for mind is men, right? Like men, which means to think, okay? Which derives from referring to, what are we talking about here? To qualities of the mind or states of thought, okay? So the meaning, mental faculty, the thinking process comes in the 13th century. Okay, the senses of intention, purpose, also 13th century, and then from the 14th century, okay, frame of mind, mental disposition, way of thinking, opinion came about. Okay, they talk about memory here. It's going into mind's eyes. Like they got phrases about the mind basically and what they mean. Okay, wait. I'm not trying to copy this. It's the example for me. Okay, so we go into set, right? So I did not write any of it down. I'm not. If you took the key points away from mind, right, then boom. Okay, remember those key points. Now we're going into the other part of the word, which is set. Okay, an act of setting, state or condition of being set. Right. Originally the sun or other heavenly body. Okay, that's from the mid 14th centuries, or its identical past participle. Okay, comes whoa seat like camp stable. Okay, and then it says it's doubtful whether it survived Old English. From okay, there's like two different types of set here. All right. The meaning permanent change of shape caused by pressure. Bend Rob think is by 1812. That action of hardening by 1837. Hence action of resulting of fixing the hair when damp so that it holds the desired style was 1933. See, the word set like has changed so many times. You just said 1812, 1837, 1933. In the 1500s, it was something that has been said, hence the use in tennis, right, which was the 1570s. Okay. State of the game at which one side or the player needs to only be at 1 point to win the set, right? 1928. Okay. See how many times these words have literally changed meaning, changed how they're used in a sentence, change what like how people literally interact with these words from over thousands of years ago, like hundreds. Like it's just doesn't matter if it was 600 years ago, 2,000 years ago. Like you can see how much these words change. Okay. Oh, almost meant to put my song back on. I don't want to be too loud over there. Okay, so the mental state we adopt determines the type of thoughts we access, and this is true, right? Because if you are in a mental space of lack or doubt or worry, you know what I'm saying? Like that is what you're receiving. You know what I'm saying? I like okay, let me put in this example for y'all. Let me put in this example, right? When I was younger, okay, and I was very uh prone to SH, right? And depression, okay, like crippling depression, right? Um During that time, it was like there was this, little nagging like always voice trying to, tell me I was not good enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, but that when you get past that, right, it's like you don't have those thoughts anymore. You're not connected to that energy anymore, right? You elevated your frequency of mind so that the thoughts that do come in, right, are you are God. You know what I'm saying? You are strong. You are fit. You know what I'm saying? You like now it's you speak to yourself in affirmations versus when your mindset is in a poor state, you speak to yourself in like de-affirmations. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally flip the script, and you are saying bad things to yourself inside your head versus good things, right? And that's all where you're at mentally, your mindset, okay, on that. Each thought, subject, or idea vibrates at a specific frequency, and by aligning our focus, we tune into the corresponding stream of consciousness. Okay, the mental plane is formless, fluid, and ever shifting. Unlike the physical world, it has no rigid structure, making it the most fluid and dynamic of all planes of existence. Okay, because it is just the God consciousness just there. Okay. Like I said, it makes sense why they did it this way too. But I don't want to go in that order. Okay. It's really tiny writing. I'm gonna try to make sure I save this stuff. Alright. So the word ether is embedded in our language, reflecting its role as a connector. The word ether joins two scenarios, just as the etheric realm connects different planes of existence. Similarly, similarly, the word together contains ether. Oh, wait, that's that's actually funny. I, I'm like the word together also has the word ether in it, and I'm like, Willis, what you talk about? And then I go and I'm like, oh, it does, huh? That's a connection I did not know. Because I spelled the word to get her. You know what I'm saying? So I had to think about it for a second. Like that's literally how I learned how to spell that word is to put to get her and just put it together. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how I did it. And growing up, so when he said ether is in the word together, I'm like, huh? Let me see. Okay, yeah, okay, you're right, you're right. I just, the way that I was thinking about the word, I was like, oh, true, huh? Symbolizing its function in merging realities, right? The etheric plane is the energetic foundation upon which the physical and astral planes interact. Okay, that is something you should write down. Boom. Okay. Etheric beings. The etheric plane is home to various entities that can shift between physical and non physical forms at will. Okay. Some of these include goblins, gnomes, trolls, fairies, right? Which the NHA has been hiding from us. So y'all like, what you talk about? They have organizations in place to hide things from us. Literally, they said, don't tell the public. Make it seem like whoever's talking about this, if they do find out about it, is looks crazy. It's a conspiracy. It's false. It's make believe. Make them think that whoever's trying to speak out on these things don't know what they talking about. Okay, that's literally what they did to keep all of this stuff under wraps. Okay, was made sure that anybody who spoke out about it because they found out somehow, right? They were like, nip that in the bud. You know what I'm saying? We're not letting that get out, right? But with everything that's going on, it's now being released, right? Whistleblowers all over the place, you know what I'm saying? The way the planet's moving right now, you know what I'm saying? Everything is pushing for the release of this information that they've been hiding from us, right? Because we got to know about these things. We got to know about what is going on fully on this planet, because we can't grow, learn, and evolve, right, if we are still lying to ourselves about all of this, about this planet, you know what I'm saying, about life, existence, right, energy. If we're still lying to ourselves about these things, how are we gonna grow, right? We can't. Okay, so that's why all of this is being revealed. So, these beings, often considered mythical, have the ability to materialize in the physical world or remain in their astral states. Okay, very, very true. Fairies. When I was a little kid, I used to be in the house playing with fairies, right? I remember them zipping and zooming in my room. They would not come out when anybody else would be in there, but only when I was alone. Literally, I remember two of them, always with me, right? And it wasn't like I could see them fully, but I could see that they were small, right? And I could see their wings, and like it was like a shimmer. I don't know how to explain it. It wasn't because my Claire words, trying to remember. I got so many thoughts going on. Hold on. Claire. I'm thinking of cognizant, sentient, voyance. Okay, clairvoyance. Right, my clairvoyancy is not as strong as the other two that I just mentioned. Right, so when it comes to the dream realm, yes, but when it comes to, like, spirits manifesting in the physical realm, right, it's like I could see the outline, I can see the shimmer, I can see that it's present, but you know what I'm saying, I'm not fully seeing, like, details and stuff like that. So that was a downfall, but at the same time, and I had a really mystical childhood, um right, and that brings me back to another topic, because I just found out about the gate program, right, and it made some memories of my childhood start coming back up, that I was like, were these not there originally, you know what I'm saying, because it's like, it's weird. I can remember things from literally, like, I remember my first moment of consciousness, you know what I'm saying, I can remember all of that. I can remember things from, like, when my baby brother was born, like, literally 2 years. I was literally only 2 years old at that time, so I can remember things from all the way back. But when it comes to, like, what happened in the indoctrination, especially first grade through fourth grade, it is so blurry, and it's like, if you haven't looked into the gate program, I would suggest looking into the gate program, especially if you have abilities to look into it, because they didn't stop with millennials, you know what I'm saying, they didn't stop with the millennials, they kept going. I'm early Gen Z, so they did keep going with the gate program, because that window, first grade to fourth grade, swear to God, I don't even remember. Like, I know we did things in school and stuff, but it's like I have memories from when I was two, but first grade and fourth grade are so fuzzy. Like, why? And they pull me aside, mind you, my reading comprehension level, right? Everything was above my class, right? From first grade, I could already read. You know what I'm saying? I could read, right? My parents read to me as a child, okay, and I read. I read, okay. So it was very interesting coming across this stuff, because it was like they pulled me aside for extra help, but it didn't make sense. Child self was like, extra help? Why do I need extra help? I'm ahead of these kids. What? Like, so serious. Like, the child self was like, huh? I'm reading books that they're not reading. I'm already first grade reading fifth grade level books, fifth grade level reading 10th grade level books. books. You know what I'm saying? By the time I get to 10th grade, I'm already reading college level books. So it's like, bro, what extra help did I need? You know what I'm saying? And that always stuck with me because I was like, what do they mean extra help? What I don't and it's like crazy because all I could remember is sitting down in that room. But everything else that happened after that, I don't know. Don't remember. And it's like it's locked. I know it's locked in the subconscious, and I can get it out of there, but it's like now becoming aware, and it's like I think spirit like purposely did not want me to know that my memories were tainted with um when I first started my journey, which was, yeah, I understand it. I understand it. I understand it, y'all. Y'all already know that me and these powers of evil don't get along. So I understand it. I understand why the good Lord was like, let's wait to tell her what they did in elementary. Okay, let's wait. Let's wait for that part because you don't wait. Okay, everything else I was finding out about what this government was doing and stuff like that, mind you, this is 2020. I'm finding out Pizzagate, you know what I'm saying, AI, and right to the ancient history of AI and right, what's going on Mars, you know what I'm saying. I'm learning about a whole bunch of different things. CERN, HARP, you know what I'm saying. I'm learning about a whole different things, what's going on in Area 51, you know what I'm saying. Oh, I was already learning all of that information, right, which was already a lot of information to take in. Okay, and you know, did send me down that spiral through that psychosis, you know, stage because it was a lot. It was a lot of information, you know what I'm saying? Especially since a lot of people are now becoming aware of this information through the Epstein files, right? So imagine how I felt, you know what I'm saying? Here I am, 2020. What? They're doing what? Uh, you know what I'm saying? I've already felt those emotions. I already wanted to crash out. Okay, so you know, now I'm seeing it. Now I'm like I'm more managed, right? I can manage my nervous system a lot better than 6 years ago when I was reading it and I wanted to crash out so bad. Okay, like I swear to you, I wanted to crash out. It took everything in me not to wage a war. Okay, because that's how badly I wanted to crash out. All right. Recover and crash out. Okay. So you know, just so you know. I'm honest. I am very honest. Okay, about that. I'm not perfect, guys. Okay. So yeah, learning that stuff, it really did almost send me off the edge because it was like they're doing what? You know? That's why I think my soul decided, really feels like it decided to do that so early because it didn't want to be sitting here in 2026 going, you know what I'm saying? Like it did, my soul did not want to be doing that in 2026. No. My soul was like, let's do it in 2020. And then in 2026, when all the information comes out, right, we're just gonna be sitting there guiding the souls along, keeping everybody's nervous systems cool, calm, collected, right? Because I don't need y'all crashing out right now. We need all the files released. Okay. Then we're gonna let the good Lord crash out. All right. Okay. Okay. We gonna let the divine crash out on them. Okay. All right. Okay. Right. We don't have to do our part, but they did it. All right. But yeah, so that's like my experience with fairies. And it was like watching what's that one movie? You know what I'm talking about? You know the fairy movie Disney made, right? Disney love to tell y'all stuff. Disney loves to tell y'all stuff. I swear to God, Disney loves to tell y'all stuff, right? Disney will be like, so the movie idea, right, is about the fairies. You mean the fairies we got locked up? Huh? Don't worry about all that. The fairies, right? So you know how we came in contact with them that one time and we didn't tell nobody, right? Okay, so we gonna put it in this movie though. We gonna put it in this movie for sure. All right, this is how we gonna tell the world fairies exist. What? That's how they told us. They was like, I'm writing this. I'm writing this out. Yeah. This screenplay gonna be amazing. Okay. Okay. They gonna love this. They gonna eat it up. Nom 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 nom. Whole time they don't even realize that the fairies are real. We don't do it in a cartoon animation too, so it feels more childlike. We got them now. Like that's literally their thought process. Like every time they show us something on TV, bro, they are literally like, "All right, I gotta tell the people exactly what we're doing, but make it seem so fake that you know what I'm saying. They're not gonna believe it anyways." Disney's not slick. They do it all the time. All the time. Every single movie. Almost every single movie they've done, especially in this last like 20 years. I don't know about y'all, but the last 20 years of Disney movies have been hinting heavy. Okay, like already because I'm only 23, so I mean I grew up on the last 20 years of Disney, right? Okay, so literally when I say Disney has been hinting this entire time, my entire childhood, right, that this stuff was real, but they was like, you know what I'm saying? What? Where'd the idea come from then? I can't even tell you that. It's just make believe. So somebody, you know, with us knowing about God consciousness and that all our minds are connected, right? You mean to tell me you randomly thought about fairies? That's what you're going with. That is what you are going with. Please tell me. You know, like in they're gonna have to reveal all this stuff. The NHA is gonna have to reveal all this stuff. CERN is gonna reveal how they're pulling in timelines, messing with the Mandela effects. Right? CERN is gonna get exposed. HARPA is gonna get it. HARP is gonna get exposed for how they're messing with the weather. Everybody is going to get exposed. Right? They're gonna be exposed. The chemtrails, right? Okay, that they like to. Okay, but why do they stay? Why is it white? Why is it staying? The particles though stay like they can literally put anything in that. You know what I'm saying? When people are like, "Oh, it's just how the plane," and it's like, are you? They can literally put anything in there that's microscopic, right? And shoo, over the sky, leaving streaks in the air. You should see them in the daytime. If you go out right when the sun rises, they already out. Ask yourself why they out there. Already putting them streaks, and then it starts covering the sun, right? Guys, you gotta pay attention. Please pay attention, guys. Especially with everything that's going on now. Like I need your eyes to be working, okay? And I'm not just talking about your physical eyes. I'm talking about this, your third eye. Okay, I need your pineal gland to be cleansed. You need to declassify it, classify it, right? Get all okay, so that you can see clearly, okay, what's going on in this world. Okay. Alrighty. Um, yeah, so these kind of beings can do have the ability to shift back and forth through their astral state and their physical state. Okay. For some people, right, like I said, if you have the gift of sight, right, if you have clairvoyancy, okay, it's not really gonna you know, you'll be able to see it, right? You'll be able to that's why people with clairvoyancy, they could see spirits, they could see all different kinds of things going on in the spiritual realm, right? So boom. Many legends of these creatures, and remember, legends are not legends for no reason. You know what I'm saying? Because you know how random it is to one day walk up to somebody and be like, I got a story to tell you. So it's fake, mind you. It's fake. But this one guy named Jack, okay, he wanted up this really big beanstalk. Like, okay. Um so you didn't see somebody climbing something that was that tall or something? You didn't see them doing that? Why are you going around spreading lies then? It can't be a legend if it's a lie. You understand what I'm saying? It cannot be a legend if it's a lie. If it's a lie, why are we talking about it? Why are we what? What's the point of this? What is the point? Why would the ancient ancestors spend their time passing down a lie. Think about that. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would they spend so much energy and time? If anything, if I'm gonna pass down something, it's gonna be the truth. You know what I'm saying? Because if they're, when you're thinking about back then, right? Things to write with, things to, share the truth, share the things that they learned. Okay, we're limited. So the word of mouth was how things got around. Okay. So when you say it's a legend, why was they spreading fake news? Why would they do that? Why would they do that? You know what I'm saying? Why would they talk about giants? Why would they talk about mermaids? Why would they talk about fairies, trolls, gnomes? Why would they talk about these things if they never saw them? Aliens. Why would they be talking about this if they never saw it? There's no reason to. You know what I'm saying? There's really no reason to at all. At all. Because it's like, bro, like I said, it was gonna be, oh, this is a 15-minute song. Okay, Janae. Oh, okay, had to go to the next song because it's like 15 minutes on that one song. Okay. I want to kind of hear a new song now. But yeah, like literally. Think about it though. Why? Why would that even be a need to be a thing? It's just like, would you go around passing down to generations and generations something that never happened? Like, there's shiesty people out there, sure, but big things like China is so hell bent that dragons existed on this plane. But there's a myth, right? Like, huh? I swear to God, their whole culture is around them things. And you're telling me what? But there's also legends of people who literally went to slay the dragons just so they can get fame, fortune, right? Just so they can be, put on a pedestal. And you're telling me it didn't exist? Didn't happen? Like, who are they trying to fool? The Chinese literally celebrate the dragons all the time. Right? So it's like, what happened to the dragons? What y'all do? What y'all, and I said, what y'all do? Because humans, it's always humans, bro. It's always humans. I don't know what to tell you, but it's always humans. Like, those creatures were meant to live with us in peace. But here we are, trying to figure out what happened to the dragons, what happened to the mermaids, what happened to the fairies, what happened to them. Oh, NHA. NHA. That's what happened to them. Yeah, NHA saw them one day on their extravagant, expeditions, and they said, okay, that's an anomaly. Oh, that's something out of this world. Box. Ain't nobody know about this. And if you find out about it, I'm finna hit you with the switch. Boop, boop. You don't remember. Okay. Like, you thought the Men in Black was a joke. Okay. But literally the Men in Black exists because creatures like this exist, and they're like, yeah, no, we're not telling the public. Why? Because it literally breaks down what we know about science right now. It literally, like, we would I'm not saying we have to entirely start over, because with quantum physics we are like in the realm of, figuring things out spiritually and physically, right? With science, okay? But it is going to shatter a lot of previous beliefs that Matrix Society scientists have coined, patented, made a lot of money off of. Okay, so you can get why they don't want new information that debunks their information to come out, because then it's like, they think it, okay, because they losing money now. Simple. It's always about the money, guys. I don't know what to tell you about that one. That's why they don't want to tell us the truth, because they make a profit off the lies. They don't know if they can coin the truth. You know what I'm saying? That's why. Okay. Okay. Like I said, many legends of these creatures originate from genuine encounters with etheric entities who prefer to remain unseen by humans. The etheric plane is where life force energy flows, serving as an unseen web that connects all existence. Excuse me. Understanding this realm unlocks deeper insight into the hidden forces, excuse me, shaping reality. Yeah. Okay. Going to here, but that's literally what I was just discussing, right? Is that why would, if you never met that like those kind of creatures, why the heck would you be spreading stories about them? You know what I'm saying? Um, the creatures that like to lure humans out and they mimic voices, right? Those actually exist too, right? And you're like, why aren't they extinct? Because the NHA is selling them on the black market. Yeah. Yeah. So there's a lot of things they don't want us to know about, but as long as they can make a profit off of it, right? Right. Okay. So yeah. Um that is where we're gonna stop for today. Next week we will come back onto this page so we can finish talking about the different dimensions of consciousness. Okay. And also looks like we're gonna be talking about some how the word astral and a star also go in and interchangeable, right? So yeah, we're gonna get into that. Oh, this is deep. This is deep. Let me go ahead and save this for next week. I like that. Okay, okay, okay. I love you guys. Remember, we speak love, justice, and peace. I'll see you tomorrow for our collective reading. Okay, it is free. All right. Do I have any announcements? No, I do not. I love y'all. Okay. Oh, remember February. I do. It just came back to me. February. No YouTube long form videos. Okay. I still have to upload YouTube last week Friday's live, but other than that, there will be no long form videos for the month of February. We get 4 videos in March, and then April. No videos. All right. Every other month, I would be posting weekly videos, but not every month anymore. Okay, so all right. I'll see you guys. Y'all have a blessed day. I love y'all so much. It's always a great time.